Minasan, konbanwa, or konnichiwa. Good afternoon, good morning, I guess, depending on when you're seeing this or where you're located. But anyhow, though, hello everybody. It is nice to see you again. I'm the Kumo Sensei, and welcome back to another live stream. And yeah, today's gonna be kind of straightforward, I guess. We're just gonna be talking about some anime things. And sorry about the bed hair, it's looking kind of rough. I don't really like to style my hair, but maybe once in a while I'll comb it a little so it doesn't look too crazy. But I hope everybody's doing well today, though. Oh, okay, I'm super exhausted. I do have some things I gotta do today later, but I'm just gonna be doing what I will call a random anime and no plans random stream. That's really all I'm doing today, everybody. I do want to talk about some anime because we do have some new anime trailers, but I can't show it on stream because it will get copyrighted. So I am going to show you some things, I guess, discuss about some things, and we're going to be talking a little bit about anime, but I'm going to give everybody some time to hop on into this live stream. So we're going to be giving people, some time, don't want to rush people. But man, there's my webcam does not want to focus today. That's Logitech for you. But I do want to talk about some anime though, because boy, there's a lot of stuff. Some good Yuri stuff. I'm hoping that is good, and some things around that, And man, wow, this webcam looks a bit funky today. Does it not? Maybe it's just me, but. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. And I don't usually live stream randomly. Usually I tell my people ahead of time. I tell you guys and everyone when I'll be live streaming. But today it's kind of an early stream, I guess, because I don't really have any plans. And I am off today, so no work for today. And I won't be off until Tuesday. So I only get 2 days off, like the typical. But let us see what I can do for a live stream, and let us see what we can talk about. But I do, as I stated before, I'm going to give everybody some time to catch up, to hop on in. And then once we get the typical people in, the typical amount of viewers, we will start this live stream. So, yeah. As always, please, any questions are open, anything is welcome. I usually try to answer questions openly whenever they get asked. So this is nothing new to me, honestly. And man, I am super exhausted too, by the way. I have a lot of things I gotta figure out, I guess is the right word. But it's really nice to be live streaming every now and then, though. I am trying to live stream a minimum of once a week if I can, because that would be more ideal. But because of how my work schedule is, and because of how unpredictable my life is right now, and still trying to figure out the process of getting things together so I can move out, it's kind of a hassle, if I'm being completely honest, but I promise you, I'm still pushing on, and I'm still trying to figure things out. I'm just hoping that things will work out, because there's a lot of stuff that I cannot control, but that's just life for you, everybody. But once everybody hops on into this live stream, we're going to be talking about some anime, because I have some things I really want to talk about. Black Butler, new Yuri romance, and basically, a lot. It's kind of funny. It seems like recently on Twitter, a lot of like anime news sources have been posting new anime trailers and things like that. Sadly, I can't show you the full trailers because it will get copyrighted, but I can probably show you like some 2 to 3 second clips individually of what I'm talking about. Especially Black Butler, because man, I am super excited. I love Black Butler, but man, does it take time for like seasons to air, because Black Butler came out 2008, I believe. So yeah, it's not on my anime list because let me pull it up for you just for a second, everybody, before we start me and Scream. So I googled Black Butler, and the newest trailer has yet to be put on here. So I am gonna show you guys for a second, actually, on Twitter, because Twitter is where So for those people, so for you or for anyone who's unaware of like anime and how it works, Japan's #1 social media platform they use is Twitter. So more commonly than not, a lot of your anime news will be posted on Twitter. And I know Twitter is not really a good place to actually, how should I say it kindly? It's not really the best place to go to in terms of, social media platforms, I guess. But really, there's no other place to go to but, you know, social media. I mean, like Twitter. So I don't want to show you guys too much here, but there's there's I don't know how much I can show without getting copyrighted. That's the thing that's kind of scaring me, but this looks amazing. Like literally. Oh my god. This okay, so this basically covers the Emerald Witch arc, and the animation studio that's working on this is Cloverworks, and this looks amazing on so many levels. I cannot play this trailer because if I do, it will get copyrighted, but I can show you like the snippets and things like that, and it looks fantastic. I know a lot of people may not watch Black Butler, but this series was like this is strange to say this. Black Butler is a series that has basically aged much better with time. And what helps it a lot is that this series came out around the 2008 to 2009 era, where like the gothic, the emo phase type of style was trending back then. And even now, like the aesthetic still holds up so well. And not to mention, the directors we have here, the character designs and directors we have working on this are fantastic. We have Yumi Shimizu and Kenjiro Okada. Okay, so we have some pretty solid directors and designers and things like that. So I do have high hopes for this. And I cannot play this trailer, by the way. This trailer will get copyrighted if I play this trailer. So I just gotta hop around back and forth. And Sebastian and Seal, they look fantastic. So Cloverworks, I know a lot of people like to dunk on Cloverworks for what they did to the Promised Neverland season 2, but in terms of if we're talking here, like this looks fantastic for this latest season of Black Butler. I don't have any complaints whatsoever, and it's funny because this trailer currently right now I believe is only on Twitter and it's in some parts in Japan's YouTube, but it is. I think it's region locked, so really I'm on Twitter because of that, everybody. But I'm so excited. Oh my god, you can see the inner Black Butler of me. Just people don't remember, man, but like legit, like Sebastian was like the hot guy for like the hot guy, because this was like the trend back then of like your anime husband, the husbando, that's what people would say. Like, man, I'm sorry. I know I'm gushing out over Black Butler, but you don't see. This is probably the best we've seen Sebastian looked, especially Seal Phantom Hive's eye here, the seal. Oh my god, this is really what I live for when it comes to anime. And look, there's a lot of animes we can talk right now, because right now there's so many trailers that are airing on Twitter for some odd reason. So I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I'm going to go through like the ones I find interesting. And I don't want to put too much romance series onto here, because there's a lot of romance series that's been announced, but a lot of them are rom-coms. So I want to just reach out to the things I find distinctive first, and then we'll just work our way down. But this is basically where we're going to be starting here with Black Butler. And I don't know if many of you anime viewers that are watching this right now are Black Butler viewers, because if I'm being honest, Black Butler is kind of, I don't want to say it's a thing of the past, but it is definitely something much for the older audiences, I guess, because it came out in 2008, literally, the anime that is. And I still love the opening for Black Butler. It is sung by Sid, aka Mao, aka Monochrome no Kiss, if if you haven't seen it already. But I do want to jump to the next anime that I really want to talk about. This one is trending, by the way, in Japan. It is a Yuri romance anime. And oh boy, okay. This is the one I really want to talk about because I have a lot I have to say about this. So let us jump. So this right here, everybody, is the one that is trending. Basically, this title here is I Want to Love You to Your Dying Day. So, oh, okay. There's a... This trailer for this Yuri anime is what... okay. I love romance, by the way. But when it's done right, and it has the right aesthetic, like Bloom Into You, this... 皆さん、ありがとうございます。本当にありがとう. Like, truly, thank you. This is, okay, I need to show you the trailer for this, hold up. I'm not gonna play the trailer, but I'm gonna look for it for you guys, because this to me is like, this is truly something magical here. Oh, do I play the trailer though? I might get copyrighted, hold up. Okay, I'm gonna try my best here to actually hop around this, because this is Kadokawa here. So, so before I jump into this Yuri anime here and show you the snippets and things like that, I need to discuss something real quick. If you watch anything that's Kadokawa related, anything that's posted on the Kadokawa channel, there's a very high chance it will get copyrighted. So do not test them. And I'm speaking from experience here, because I used to do anime news discussions on this channel, and every single Kadokawa clip I've ever made or posted that I reacted to got copyrighted, no matter how much I try to transform or change it. So this right here, oh man, hold up, that I love. See, this is like, look, let a man like. I'm a guy that likes his Yuri romance if it's done right. Most of the time is usually misses, such as Netsusu no Trap and what is another example? Kuzu no Honkai did have a bit of Yuri elements to it, but it's more of a romance genre. I mean, a romance drama, my bad. So it was kind of a hit. I mean, not a hit, but a miss. But this to me, I actually think, God, if we're talking about like visually stunning, well, compelling story fantasy elements of like the Yuri genre, this is probably the closest you'll get to it. So I cannot the only thing I can say is, if you're watching this, please go watch the trailer. But for the love of my life, I can't play the trailer because it will get copyrighted, because Kadokawa is very strict on what they want to protect in terms of their IPs. And just for a heads up, Kadokawa did bought out Sony, I believe. Was it Sony? They bought out something of Sony, I believe. But either way though, please go check out this Yuri romance anime that is coming out soon. I Want to Love You to Your Dying Day. That's what this series is called. This series is something, like, just from the trailer alone, it's something, it is something magical already. Oh man. I just pray that one day, like, we get more proper Yuri anime adaptations or more decent Yuri anime series, because they don't come around often nowadays, which is kind of, I mean, I'm not trying to say it has to be like hentai or anything of that material. All I'm saying is that it has to hit some type of way, you know? And I feel like this series here, I Want to Love You to Your Dying Day, is probably the closest we'll get for like an actual decent like Yuri anime. And I find it kind of funny because I'm a 24-year-old man just discussing about anime, which is fine, I guess. But I am getting to that age where like I do want to slowly not talk about anime too much, because I don't want to be like a 40-year-old guy talking about anime, because then I find that kind of strange, you know? But either way though, I love this visual, by the way. this visual here tells a lot. So, like, you can see so much symbolism in this promotional thing here. Oh my god, I am super excited. You even let us actually talk about the voice cast here, because the voice cast here, aka the seiyus that they've chosen, is amazing. So the main character, Sheena, is being voiced by Rie Takahashi. For those who don't know, Rie Takahashi is the same voice actor as Amelia in Re:Zero, and also the same voice actress as Megumi in Konosuba. Like, we have some amazing and talented voice actors here in the works. I do not doubt any of these voice actors here whatsoever. This to me is, this is a 10 out of 10 voice acting cast here. Now, I will actually discuss about these voice actresses here, aka the Seiyu, but there's just so much I want to discuss here. The fanboy in me is hitting out, because it's pretty it's pretty interesting, because like, I don't see look, I have 1,000 words in my head, but I don't know where to start. So let's actually where do I start? I already gave my personal opinions, but I do want to talk about the staff here, because some of these staff I'm not too familiar with. So let's just talk about the anime production, which is Roll 2. I have never heard of this anime studio before in my life. So I know that I talk kind of fast whenever I'm excited. So people do, I remember my my older streams, people say I sound like XQC whenever I speak, because when I talk about anime and I'm fanboying out or fangirling out, whichever works for you, usually I go into depth and I talk very fast, but that's how I normally talk whenever I talk about anime, because I find stuff like this to be very interesting. So let us actually talk about Roll 2. I am not familiar with this anime studio, so I'm gonna search it up real quick about on my anime list actually, because I have never heard of Alright, Roll 2. Okay, me Shreen. Sorry everybody, I just need to pull this up real quick. So I have never heard of this anime studio in my life. So here is the anime studio. I'm just sorry, I need to look into this because I'm not too familiar with their works at all. So this is the first time for me hearing about this anime studio, Roll 2. So this anime studio was established in 2017, October 5th. I will remember that, by the way. That will be pretty easy to remember for me personally, because personal reasons why. So there's only been 2 animes they've basically made so far. Hoi wa Futogo de Wade Kiranai and They Move to the Future. These are not interesting. So this is actually the 3rd anime project that they're making. So there's a lot to discuss here, because like, honestly, like, it's pretty okay. This actually makes it more okay. So here, my mind is actually going back and forth now, because looking at this, seeing this anime studio here, Roll 2, I'm starting to think, I'm not trying to say I'm second guessing, but I'm starting to think a little bit, because let me explain why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking. So this is the 3rd anime project that they're working on. It looks fantastic, no questions, without a doubt. But they've only made 3 animes, or technically 2, and they're making the 3rd one now. Usually when it comes to newer anime studios, there's a bit of let's just say there's a bit of noobiness or jankiness of trying to get their animation style down. We've seen this throughout history of anime studios, whether it's Studio Bones, Madhouse. I think Kyoto Animation is probably a great example of this. So really, the question I really want to ask to myself and everybody who's watching this, do you think, based on the trailer that we've seen of this, do you think it would actually hold up in terms of animation quality from start to finish? I personally don't think so, but it's not really going to deter me away from watching the series though, because I really do think that like this series in itself is truly something special in terms of Yuri, because this trailer here goes so hard. Like, the action sequences, yes, there's a bit of fantasy action sequences in this trailer, but it looks amazing. Like, please, like we all have to actually give this one a shot. I know people will be talking about this, but I don't think this is a series that'll be like a classic. Like, it's going to be for the very niche sort of audience. For me personally. Hello there, Hop. I hope you're doing well. We're basically I'm fanboying out here about talking about Yuri anime at 24 years old, but yeah, I'm doing pretty fine. There's a lot of personal drama I have to deal with after this live stream once I do go out of town, but as of now, I'm just trying to basically lay it back and discuss some anime here, because a lot of this stuff is stuff I want to talk about. But anyhow, though, let us actually talk about the staff here. So a lot of the staff I'm not too familiar with. I do know Kyoko Yufu, by the way. Some of her works, very interesting, but it's not like, these are not like the craziest staff ever, but pretty decent. I will say though, however, for those people who are not familiar with these voice actresses here, Ria Takahashi is probably one of the most famous voice actresses in Japanese voice acting history, in my personal opinion, as of the modern age of anime voice acting. Like, she voices everybody, from the Guild Receptionist, from that one anime that's out right now, to Emilia from Re:Zero, to Megumi from Konosuba. Like, Ria Takahashi voices everybody at this point. And I'm super excited because I really just want to see what they do, right? Because, like I stated. Okay. Like I said, this anime here has potential, is basically what I'm saying. I'm not saying this anime is going to be a hit on the spot, but in terms of like a proper Yuri fantasy / action anime, I think this is probably the best one I've seen thus far, because usually when it comes to Yuri anime, usually it's either drama Yuri or like romance Yuri, but never really like fantasy action romance Yuri. So this is like, so to me, it's such a strange combination to where like I really just want to talk about this, because you don't really see anime like this nowadays, because like anime nowadays is pretty lackluster, because usually it's just one of the two genres of like overpowered characters or something of the sort. But when it comes to like romance anime in general, though, you don't really get this type of stuff. And so as an anime historian, I've been watching anime for over 16 years now, for those who are wondering. Yes, I've been watching anime for over 16 years now. Like, this is something I don't see very often. That's basically what I'm saying. Like, I can fanboy out over any anime as long as it has something unique to it, or if I think it's something I've never seen before. And I've been watching anime longer than most people have been alive at this point, based on my viewers and whatnot. But anyhow, though, I do want to talk about the voice actors and voice actresses now that we're into this topic. Yes, Yuri is girl love, basically. Is basically lesbian romance, but like in a beautiful sense, though. I am a big... Okay, Yuri is actually one of my biggest genres that I enjoy personally. So, very nice. So let us actually look at these real quick, because some of these voice actresses or seiyus, quote unquote, I am not familiar with. So I guess we could start off with Rina here. Okay, so Rina actually voices Philo in Shield Hero. Interesting. Huh. Oh, so she actually voices Milam as well? Hello there, John. You missed out. We're talking a lot about anime here. We're talking about some Yuri anime here, so hang in there, and we're gonna be fanboying out. Holy crowed. So she actually voices Claire as well? In Eminence and Shadow? That's very interesting. You don't see that. And she voices Misuzu and Tomo-chan? Okay. So we had some... Why? That is crazy, you know? I have to give credit where credit is due. It's kind of funny when, like, you see a voice actress or a seiyuu voice characters of anime characters that you're familiar with, but you didn't know until now. Sarina voices all these characters. It's crazy. So she actually voices Yuika? Wow. Okay, that's kind of funny, actually. Also voices Ayano in Sao. That's pretty interesting as well. And Arisu in Classroom of the Elite. It's kind of now I feel kind of bad, everybody, because usually I know a lot of my seiyus are voice actors and actresses, but in this case, I just like, yeah, the Kumo Sensei here, he's forgetting, he's a bit rusty. Cut me some slack, everybody. I'm the biggest anime fan, but even I don't know everything. I only know what I know. So whatever I know within my 16 years of watching anime is what I know, everybody. But she's been voicing since, it seems like she started around 2008. So this is basically the latest I can find here. Oh, that's staff positions, my bad. Yeah, but 2008 is when she started her career. So basically, 17 years-ish? That is crazy, everybody. That's kind of funny. Well, what's your... Ooh, okay, hop. Hang in there, everybody. We're going to talk about Pokemon Legends ZA. I have a lot I have to say about Pokemon Legends ZA. And maybe I'll do a tier list on Pokemon after we talk about anime. So, so if you want me to talk about Pokemon, we're going to save that to the end, actually. Because I have a lot I want to talk about anime first. And then I'm going to hop on and then talk about Pokemon. But I'm pretty mixed, Hop, if you're wondering. But anyhow, though, this anime here, though, everybody, I Want to Love You to Your Dying Day, is a Yuri anime romance that I think is for me. And I think some people may find this to be a very interesting anime. Because it's Yuri fantasy action and it's strange. And this is adapted from a manga, I believe, for those who are wondering. So this is... So maybe I'll go read the manga. I don't think the manga is actually translated in English yet, officially. But it is under Kadokawa, by the way. Kadokawa is the publishing company for this anime here that is coming out. So, yeah. Let us actually let that rest, though. But if anybody has some more animes you want to talk about, I do have a bit more I do want to talk about in terms of anime, such as Solo Leveling, because that's going to be the next topic we're going to talk about here is Solo Leveling. And for those who watched the latest episode, you all know what happened with Jinwoo's mother. So this is kind of a spoiler alert if you haven't seen Solo Leveling Season 2 yet, because I'm just so confused because... Okay, let's actually pull this up now, actually. Okay. What do we think about this latest episode of Solo Leveling? Like, because I actually think that this was very good character development for Sung Jinwoo, aka the most OP guy in Solo Leveling. I find it kind of strange because it seems like people do not like this recent episode of Solo Leveling, and I think it's actually one of the lower rated episodes of Solo Leveling. But this is kind of strange to say this, but when has it been wrong to actually give characters character development? I mute the video. Don't... Like, this is just... Okay, my head is spinning. Basically what I'm saying is that a lot of people did not like this episode. This latest episode of Solo Leveling. I'll admit, Solo Leveling is kind of your generic overpowered typical animes, if you understand what I'm saying. But I don't think this episode was bad. Like, I've seen much worse episodes. And it's strange because there's like a fraction of people that really don't like this latest episode of Solo Leveling. Why? Like, it's like, why are we punishing anime for giving anime characters characterization? What? You see where I'm coming from here? It's like anime fans are reversing. Like we're evolving but backwards. It's frustrating to me because like we have to really think about it. Like, why are we so focused nowadays on just animation alone and action sequences that we're not focusing on actual character developments? Why do you think that a lot of good animes nowadays have really terrible endings? Like, it's because like people just want to see the action sequences. They don't really... It's just frustrating to me personally because like, why are we so entitled? Why are we entitled, everybody? And you don't really have to agree with me, but I understand that like we do want the best of like animation for us, but we also want what's best for the studio and best for the source material that we're adapting from, I guess. It's just mind-boggling to me, honestly, because like I do think that this latest episode of Solo Leveling is probably my favorite episode, actually, of this entire series. But to see people not like it, it just makes me so frustrated. And basically, it ties back to my point of like, why do us as anime fans have any right to judge anime these days? Honestly, I understand we're basically viewers of like the series and whatnot, but if we're constantly trying to like justify that like this is bad characterization, then I think we should really reconsider who we are as anime fans. I unmuted the video. You're fine, John. You're fine. I do have some more stuff I do want to talk about, such as Fire Force, because Fire Force has released some new trailer footage, but I can't show you the trailer footage. As a matter of fact, for some odd reason, all of the so let me talk about Fire Force for a second. I do want to talk about Fire Force because its last season is going to be airing next month. But for some odd reason, the trailers are all copyrighted material. Basically, if I show you a split second of like a trailer, it will get copyrighted immediately, which is very strange. So I'm just gonna show you the anime TV JP pictures that they're posting, because I need to discuss about Fire Force. I think Fire Force is an amazing goddamn series. Period. Especially for okay, this is I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to lead on a little bit here. For anyone who has watched Soul Eater, basically Fire Force will actually conclude in a good way to where characters do have proper conclusions, and it also ties into what you call Soul Eater. I actually love Fire Force, and this is strange to say this, but I actually think that the ending for Fire Force Veil is actually one of my favorite anime endings of all time. Like, I'm super excited for Fire Force. People don't give Fire Force enough credit, and I understand why, because like they want to see more of the Sakuga animation fighting style like in Soul Eater. But I think for what Fire Force offers, it's an amazing series. And I promise you, the ending for Fire Force is very, very conclusive. There is no plot holes in Fire Force's manga. The ending, that is. The manga already ended, by the way, but no spoilers here. But really, the only plot hole you will have is for the people who haven't watched Soul Eater. So for any of you viewers who have yet to see Soul Eater, I think Soul Eater is an amazing series, even though the ending is kind of not really an ending in my personal opinion, because no disrespect to Soul Eater, I really do think I said Solo Level, I'm tripping. I really do think Soul Eater needed a better ending, but I think Fire Force is basically a much... Okay, this is kind of a hot take. If I'm being completely honest here about Fire Force, like based on this trailer, based on everything I've seen and reading the manga and catching up to the anime, I think Fire Force is the better overall like series over Soul Eater. That is a hot take, by the way. I'm going to get canceled for saying that. But I do think that Soul Eater does have better fighting sequences in some cases, especially the more janky Sakuga animation style that they have for its time back in like 2009-ish. But man, I really do love Fire Force though. Especially the ending, Veil. I love that ending so much. I listen to that ending on my phone like every day at this point. Super, super excited to talk about Fire Force though. And what else is there? I know that people want to talk about the My Hero Academia movie, but that's kind of its own thing. But really though, pretty cool, I guess. I guess we could talk about Dragon Ball Daima as well, because Dragon Ball Daima is okay. If let's talk about Dragon Ball Daima because this is kind of okay. Let me pull it up on my anime list for a quick second because I actually like Dragon Ball Daima quite a bit. It's not perfect, but okay. Hold up, we gotta talk about Dragon Ball Daima real quick, everybody. Okay, Dragon Ball Daima. Super Saiyan 4 is canon. Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 is canon. Sorry guys, spoiler alert. I was so... Okay, oh. This shows a... This is... So this is basically Toriyama's... So basically this is Akira Toriyama's last works, I guess, that he had involvement in, which is Dragon Ball Daima. So basically this is his last canon works. So Dragon Ball Daima takes place right between Dragon Ball Z. So it takes place after Dragon Ball Z, but right before Dragon Ball Super. So there's no Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, and stuff like that. So basically, if you... So this is a spoiler alert, but it's already everywhere, so might as well spoil it. Goku goes Super Saiyan 4. And so basically, it's basically canon, is basically what I'm saying. Like, it actually happened. Oh, I'm so happy, honestly. That is such a beautiful send-off to, like, GT, I guess. And also, Toriyama in his works. Because for the longest time, Super Saiyan 4 was not canon, by the way. But to see it canon now is just so interesting. And I just really want people's opinions about what they think about Super Saiyan 4 being officially canon now. Because it's just so fascinating. Because for, like, I know, okay, here's the thing. GT, this is a kind of a hot take. I actually like GT a lot. And I know people do not like Dragon Ball GT because it's more darker and its style is very different, put it that way. So I know that a lot of people are not the biggest fans, like they're not the biggest fans of Dragon Ball GT, but I love Dragon Ball GT because I love Super Saiyan 4. And to see my childhood come back like in a newer, fresher style, I was just so pleasantly happy. I personally don't think that that it's a bad thing to put Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3 as canon, because we needed some proper conclusion for that, if I'm being honest here. Because we've seen Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Ultra Instinct, and all this overpowered stuff, but it's like they skipped over Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta Super Saiyan 3. So to finally see it being canon, it just fills a hole in my heart, you know? I'm sure that all of you Dragon Ball fans feel the same type of way, or to some extent feel some type of way, you know? I don't... God, I just loved it. Like, this is like, oh my god, okay. What do people think about Super Saiyan 4 being canon now? Like, seriously, I want to know everybody's personal opinion about Super Saiyan 4 being canon in Dragon Ball Daima. Because I know that there are some people who are just like, bro, this is a bad idea. But I'm here thinking like, no, I think it's a great idea because we need to actually conclude it. Like the gap here. There was always that weird gap of like, will Vegeta be Super Saiyan 3? Or will Goku ever go Super Saiyan 4 and Super, you know, or the time after Dragon Ball Z, you know? So to see that, like, that hole being filled, I actually think it's for the better though, you know? But basically what I'm saying is that after this, I don't think anything else is canon. So this is probably the last canon story from Akira Toriyama. So like, if we ever see like a Super Saiyan 5 or like something else, I don't think it'll be canon because like this is basically the last project that Toriyama was involved in. It's really sad, and rest in peace to Toriyama, by the way. He's a legend, by the way. Dude inspired everybody. He was everybody's childhood, even mine. I don't think there was an anime fan who grew up without Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball GT, or Super, if you're like a newer generation. So it is. So I think Daima is like one of the greatest send-offs to Toriyama's like last works. You know. John Chaka John, I know what that is from. You're funny, John. I'll give you credit for that. But that's really all I had to say about Dragon Ball like Daima, though. I'm super satisfied with it, and I'm glad that it's canon for Super Saiyan 4, because for the longest time, everybody was just complaining, you know, this is, like, it's not canon. It is canon. It's not canon. But I am going to talk about Demon Slayer now, too, because, Demon Slayer is getting talked on, like, in a good way, So, let us talk about Demon Slayer, because it is getting traction again. So, for those who are not familiar, Demon Slayer's final arc is going to be split into 3 movies. So the first movie for the Infinity Castle is coming out July 18th. And oh boy, I have a lot I want to talk about for Demon Slayer. So okay, I am not going to lie. I love Demon Slayer, but I think this in a way is kind of dragging itself out. And I hate to say this, I'm a manga reader, so I know exactly, like, what happens and whatnot. I honestly don't... Okay, I don't get it why they'll make it into 3 movies. In my personal opinion, there's only so many... There's not much chapters left, basically, from what their anime is at to the end of the manga. They can make 1 or 2 movies at the most. 2 movies at the most. So to see them trying to make it to 3 movies is crazy. And to make things even kind of more confusing, there's going to be a few years gap in between movies. So every 2.5 to 3 years, maybe 4 years at most, but I believe it's 2.5 years, they're going to release a movie one at a time. So by the time the last movie comes out, it will be 2028 maybe, before the last movie comes out at earliest. And that is a very long time. I'll be 27, maybe 28 years old at that time. You have to remember, I'm 24 now. So, like, that's like 5 years, essentially, is what I'm saying. This is the thing that is killing a lot of the Demon Slayer fans. Is just, like, why? I am not a Demon Slayer hater. I love Demon Slayer. Like, especially, like, everything about it. But it's just... It's just so mind-boggling, because it's like kind of unnecessary, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, we're getting a good series. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it should come at the cost of like 2030. Because, by the way, hear me out. There's a chance that the last movie comes out in 2030. There's a high possibility here. So I'm praying it won't, but from where it's going, maybe. Kumo, what do you think of Muzan's walk? For me, it was 10 out of 10. That was the only good thing from the latest Demon Slayer season. Like the Hashira training arc. Because, like, the Hashira training arc was dragged heavily, by the way. Like, I honestly think they should have just made 5 episodes and just called it a day, but I guess they wanted to make it as long as they could. But Muzan's walk was basically the most noticeable thing of this whole the whole anime season for the Hashira training arc. So it's just, I don't know. He has, the definition is aura. Muzan's walk is aura. That's what it is. But I am not wrong to feel some type of way when it comes to Demon Slayer's anime movies. We're going to be waiting a long time. And I think I know exactly what the second movie is going to be about, actually. Or the third movie. I think the first movie is going to be, like, getting into the Infinity Castle and basically figuring things out. And I think the second movie will probably be about the backstory of the first Demon Slayer, aka Yoriichi, and what's his brother's name? Takatsubo? Kokoshibo? I don't remember. Sorry, it's been a while since I last read the manga, because the manga wrapped up a few years ago, by the way. But it's super excited, though. Woo! The sun-breathing style, though. That is... Okay. When you get to the backstory of the first sun-breathing style user of Demon Slayer, that story is a freaking masterpiece. I love Yoriichi. His story of being the first breathing style user, and basically like him being the strongest demon slayer that ever lived. His backstory is legendary. It gives me the same vibes as like a Miyamoto Musashi sort of esque vibe, you know. No spoilers, but if you read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. That backstory is gonna go hard. Oh my god, especially. I'm not gonna spoil it. I really want to spoil it, but I just can't. Demon Slayer's backstory of the breathing styles is truly a masterpiece in itself. Okay, so oh my god, it is so awesome. It is like if Devil May Cry, if it was in Demon Slayer sort of, because you learn that like, hello Indian here, hello the Piyush, it's nice to meet you, but Demon Slayer though, wow. I'm super excited, but I don't want to be hyping it up because it is taking a very long time. So, no spoilers, but we're going to be waiting a long while though. But I think that's most of the animes I want to talk about, because there's really not much other animes I really want to talk about here. So I think Hop wanted to talk about my opinion on Pokemon. Okay, I think now's a good... Okay, let us actually talk about Pokemon. Okay. Pokemon Legends ZA. Hello there, Forscan. Never seen anything that suggests any. My suggestions for starters, probably something like Death Note. Death Note is a good entry anime. Gurren Lagann is another good entry anime. And if you're looking for action, maybe something like Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen if you're looking for like something action-wise. But I have a lot to say when it comes to Legends ZA, actually. I can't show you any footage because we're not on Twitch, we're on YouTube, so I don't really know the leeways about it. But man, it is... Okay, hold on. Let me... Okay, let me give you my personal opinions about Legends ZA here. So in my personal opinion, I think Legends ZA is an upgrade and downgrade at the same time as the successor to Pokemon Legends Arceus here. That is my personal hot take. Some things I think are improved and some things I think kind of got worse. But like I stated, this is still an early development, so like we don't know how it's gonna look at the final results. I live in the United States, by the way, Piyush. I live in the United States here in America, by the way. But, so, allow me to explain why I think the way I think and why I do the way I do. So here are my things I think are improved, and here are the things I think needs to be fixed, I guess. One thing I find very interesting that I don't know for sure is the map. So basically so far, based on what we have, is that a lot of Legends ZA so far that we have seen is only in the city maps. I'm hoping that we can explore a bit more of the Kalos region. I'm not saying we need the entire Kalos region for Legends ZA here. All I'm saying is that we need something a bit more than just the city. But if the city is all we have, then I'm hoping that the content it offers will be something that will be worth the while, you know? Because I know there are wild zones that are created in Lumio City here, I believe. So there's just a lot I have to say, but at the same time I have no right to be angry or to say that I'm right or wrong, you know? I can only have my opinion so far because this game is so early in development that we don't know what the final results will look like. Is basically what I'm saying here. So really, I need to see more of the map because like this, like from what we gotten, we've only gotten a small little wink, like a small little drip of what the city will look like that we have no right to judge, honestly. I do think the real-time combat is a huge improvement though. I really love so like this right here, the real-time combat in Pokemon Legends ZA. I think this right here is a huge plus because like really for the longest time, like real-time battling systems in Pokemon, we don't really have much of that. I know we had a bit of it or a good portion of it in Legends Arceus, but I feel like in terms of we're not talking about working out, but maybe later. But basically, what I'm saying is that I think this is probably the best in terms of real time battling for Pokemon. But somebody, I don't know how many Pokemon fans are in this chat right now. Before I continue on, but when it comes to this real time auto battling system, or this real time battling system in this latest Pokemon Legends EA game. Is it just me, or is that, like, do you move? Is this how the controls work basically when you're battling? Basically, the Pokemon moves with you. So my head is spinning because theoretically, if I was to run, okay, let's look at this this Mareep here, or Flaffy, my bad, this Flaffy here. If I was just to run in circles around this Flaffy and attack it, technically I'll be dodging all of its attacks. You know, so I feel like there's a leeway or a loophole to this battling system. I could be wrong, but just saying though. Can you please compare manless and mirrorless physique? I'm confused between these bodybuilders. Piyush, I hate to break it to you, but I am not a bodybuilder, so I can't give you bodybuilding advice. I'm just a guy who have been training for over 9 years. So, as much as I hate to say it, I cannot help you with that. Yes, I do have a good physique, and yes, I do train, diet, and work out, but at the same time, I'm not a bodybuilder. I train for stage acting, and dance instructing, and recreational fitness. So, you're going to have to figure it out on your own at this point. Like, I can give you tips and stuff on how I train, but I can't really be the person to give you the answers you're looking for, because everybody's physique is different. But anyhow, though, everybody, that is currently my personal opinion so far on Pokemon Legends EA. I don't think it's perfect, but I don't think it's terrible either. It's just too soon to be sure of what it will be, is basically what I'm saying. I'm happy that Mega Evolutions are back, though. I do think Mega Evolutions is something that was clearly... It was clearly a good mechanic that they thrown out. So to see that Game Freak has brought it back for the latest Pokemon entry makes me super happy. And I believe that I believe Legends EA will be a good game. I don't know if it'll be better than Arceus though. I think Legends Arceus. So here's my personal opinion. I think Pokemon Legends Arceus is an amazing game. I don't think there will be another Pokemon game like it. Who is Madara Uchiha? It's actually Madara Uchiha. I heard from my friend, and that's from Naruto, by the way. Naruto's an amazing series. But, see, Madara Uchiha is such an amazing character, by the way. One of the most powerful villains of all time in anime, if I'm being honest here. I don't like Naruto Shippuden's, what they did with it, though. But Piyush, I hope that answers your question, though. Madara Uchiha is a villain from Naruto. Really overpowered character, by the way. But anyhow, though, everybody, I think there's not much else I want to talk about. There is some other anime stuff, but they're not really significant to where I really want to talk about it, because I just don't see any interest in it, you know? But if anybody has some stuff they want to talk about, feel free to talk about it. If not, then maybe I'll wrap it up here for today and just call it a day, maybe. Because I don't want to keep the stream too long. But either way, though, super excited for the latest anime stuff we've gotten. A lot of cool stuff. What power system do you like in anime? Okay, here's the thing. My favorite power systems in anime is without a doubt Hunter x Hunter. I think... Hold up. I can talk about Hunter x Hunter, actually. Okay, let us talk about Hunter x Hunter real quick. In terms of anime power scaling, this anime has the best anime power scaling of all time. The power system in this anime makes sense. Like, I love Naruto, I love Dragon Ball Z, I love Bleach, I love One Piece, I love all these action, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. I love all these animes, but in terms of just power systems, I think Hunter x Hunter is the best one of all time. Basically, it works in a way of like it's rock, paper, scissors. I think, to put it in simple terms, so like depending on what type of nin user you are, which is the power system, is basically like determines whether you're better off against this or that opponent. It's so like it's funny because Togashi is really terrible at writing the series because he's still writing the series now. But what makes Hunter x Hunter so fascinating is that the power system is fair. Like nobody is cheating nobody else, and it's not like people are just becoming OP because they want to become OP, you know? Everything makes sense. So this to me, in my opinion, is the go-to power system, or power leveling system if you want to put it more specifically. And this is also one of the reasons why this anime is rated so high, is because from a power system standpoint, it makes sense, literally. Like, people are just not powering up, or they're not getting these ultimate cheat codes to become overpowered, you know? But that's currently where I stand. But if you have any more anime topics you want to talk about, feel free to ask. If not, I'll just wrap it up here, I guess. Because, like, I don't want to drag on this live stream. So, you never watch any anime or Pokemon? Well, you're probably still young, or you're probably still new to the internet, but welcome, I guess. Pokemon, you can start anywhere. It's like, that's basically everybody's childhood at this point. In anime, everybody has a different recommendations. It just depends on what you want to watch, basically. But I am open to any anime questions or anything like that. It doesn't have to be anime, but anything in general. Because if not, I guess I'll just call it a stream for today, because I don't want to be milking this thing. So I'll give everybody like a minute or so before I go, because this live stream is going to be kind of short, because I don't want to drag it. I do got to go out of town today, everybody, because I got some business I got to deal with. So, yeah, a little bit more before I go. And, yeah, maybe we'll get a last minute, you know. How do stands work in JoJo? Can they be seen? Only by other stand users, basically. Basically, stands are developed by your inner emotions, and if your emotions are strong enough, then essentially a stand is born. And stands are basically born based on your character traits, your emotions, and basically what you are as a character. And no, they cannot be seen by anybody else. They can only be seen by other stand users, I believe. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, actually. Well, not really. I lied. Okay, I'm actually kind of frustrated right now in terms of my personal life, because there's a lot of personal drama going on. Basically, I gotta deal with people I don't want to deal with. And it's really just because people... I don't mind if people talk bad about me. Usually, I just let that slide. But sometimes it gets to a point where, like, it affects your work. So, I'm trying to find somebody because they keep running away from me. But once I do, though, I would like to talk and discuss things out, like I usually do. I don't like violence. But let us see what happens, though. Hello there, Shadow. You came basically towards the end of the stream. I'm basically doing like a quick Q&A before I go. But, yeah, though. I just got some stuff I gotta deal with. And basically, we just kind of had to wait and see. But this is for my personal stuff, though. I don't want people to know too much about it. It's just kind of frustrating to put it in most terms, though. But yeah, that's basically life as of now. But anyhow, though, if anybody has any questions, anything they want to talk about before I go, feel free to ask. Because if not, I'm going to be dropping out. The Apothecary Diaries. I think, okay, here's the thing. I love the Apothecary Diaries. And I think Emmy Lowe is an amazing voice actress. One of my favorite voice actresses of all time, by the way. It's kind of funny because she does cosplay as Mao Mao sometimes. And oh my god, it's so cool, honestly. One day I'll meet her as a voice actor equal, maybe someday. Really, if there's one thing I've learned in voice acting, now that you mention it, John, is that voice acting really comes down to skill, luck, and who you know. Basically the same thing as most acting gigs as a stage actor. But anyhow, though, if that's really all there is, then I guess I'll call this a live stream for today, everybody. Because, I don't know, there's not really much questions, I guess. I don't want to force questions out of everybody, but I do want to answer any questions or things like that while I'm here before I go. And maybe I'll go get something to snack on real quick. Maybe like some cookies, Pop-Tarts, something of the sort. Not too hungry today, trying to keep my diet kind of low, I guess. Not trying to get too overweight, but... anyhow, though, maybe I'll call this a live stream for today. But anyhow, yeah. I know that this live stream was a bit unplanned, and I apologize for that. But then again, though, I was free today, so I decided why not. But now I guess I'll get going now. But as always, everybody, I know this live stream was short, but I will be live streaming again on Saturday. So let me actually put that right here. So let me actually type that real quick here. Live stream again on Saturday. Just for a heads up, everybody. So I'll be live streaming again on Saturday. So if you missed today or you came in late, stay tuned for that because I don't have any plans for Saturday. So Saturday is going to be a chill and talk day. But as always, everybody, thanks for watching. And yeah, minasan, konbanwa, or goodbye. See ya.